All right, this is for you overachievers. This will be the last of the 3 videos for having fun with geometry in Adobe Illustrator while Mr. E is out sick and you have a sub. So, should be used to this by now. File, New. Okay, notice down here, CMYK. One of the few times I'm going to tell you this is important. All right, we're not going to print this, but for one of the functions that we're getting into, we really need to make sure that we have CMYK selected. Going to hit create. All right, taking my hand tool to move this over. Okay, and we are going to get the ellipse tool. Okay, underneath the rectangle tool. So how do we get that? We can click and hold on it, and then ellipse tool. Okay, I'm going to hold down the shift key, click and drag, and make a circle. Perfect circle because I'm holding down the shift key. Okay, let's get the selection tool and move this back up. Okay, so I did not use the white arrow, the direct selection tool. I used the black arrow. Okay, so we do not need a stroke on this. How will we get rid of a stroke? We're going to click on the stroke and bring it to the front. To get rid of the stroke color, I'm coming down here, clicking off on the stroke color. Okay, and now we want to change the fill color. So I'm clicking on the fill color to bring that to the front. We are going to apply a gradient to our sphere. Okay, just a second. Alright, so we are going to apply a gradient to this. Coming down here, I have my gradient loaded down here in this side. If you cannot find gradient, you can come here and get it under window. Control F9 will also give you gradient. Okay, so let's get our gradient up. You'll notice that we have our object selected. Click here, and we now have a gradient that is going from left to right, or right to left, however you want to say that. But we don't need it that way. We want a radial gradient. Okay, alright, so now it's looking like a sphere. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, we want black in the center and white on the outside. So there's a real easy way of doing that. We do not have to come down here and monkey with these sliders and push and pull them around. Illustrator's got us covered here. We can just hit reverse gradient. Okay, see that? It's right here underneath our fill color, underneath this icon here. I'm going to hit reverse gradient. Blam! Look at that. Looks like a hole in the middle of the page. Okay, how do we get there? Hitting reverse gradient. Okay, so now let's take this another step further, start to get really crazy. Alright, I'm going to come up here under Effect. I'm going to scroll down to Pixelate. I'm going to go to Color Halftone. Okay. Yours is probably coming up with a crazy number like 8 or some kind of really tiny radius. We're going to get a little silly with this. I have 60 here. Okay, so you can highlight that and just type in 60. Hit OK. It takes a second to do the math, and voila! That's pretty crazy. Looks like something straight out of the 60s, doesn't it? If you squint at it, you can kind of see the how the dots all blur together. So I have my selection tool. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to move this off to the side. Alright, we're just going to save that. Just like we did in the other sphere, we are going to make a symbol of that. Remember, symbol is under this icon, okay, or you can come up here and under Windows scroll way down until you get to symbols. Okay, notice we still have this selected. Coming over here the new page icon right next to the trash can in my symbol palette, right down here in the bottom. I'm going to click on New. Okay, I'm going to call my symbol dots. Do not select movie clip, select graphic, say OK. You'll notice now we have a symbol called dots. Okay, so just like we did with the other sphere, I'm going to use the ellipse tool once again. I'm holding down the Shift key and I am making a perfect circle. Okay, we do not want the gradient for this one though. Okay, so let's come over here to our swatches menu. You can get the swatches also by coming up here under Window and coming down to Swatches. Okay, however you get there, let's just make it a red fill circle. Okay, same way we did in our last sphere, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to chop off the left hand side. To chop off the left hand side, I'm coming over here to grab the white arrow, not the black arrow, grabbing the white arrow, the direct selection tool. Okay, so let's click on that, and now you'll notice that the dots are solid. Okay, if I click over here now, about 9 o'clock, these dots turn white, right? You get Bezier curve handles over here, and that's what we want. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to click here and make sure that I have the solid dot is only there. Okay, these need to be white, this needs to be a solid dot, whatever color it is you're using in your layer, and I'm going to hit delete. Right, so now we've got this same as we did with the other one. We're going to come up here under 3D, okay, under Effect, 3D Revolve, and we get this menu. Clicking Preview, and it automatically makes that a sphere looking object. Okay, we are going to map art. Alright, I'm coming up here under symbol and I'm going to select dots. Okay, I can drag this to make it a little bigger. Oh, see, it's coming in. Alright, I am not going to click on shade artwork. It doesn't really lend itself to this, but maybe invisible geometry might have a little fun here. Okay, and then watch what happens if we move this over a little bit. How cool is that? Let's say OK. Say OK again. Click out. Look at how three-dimensional that looks. I mean, that is just crazy. So there may be a use for something like this. There may not be, but it's pretty fun. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I see you guys very soon and I'm back. But for now, don't drive your sub crazy. Treat them with respect, and see how much fun you can have playing with some of these geometry tools in Illustrator. Bye-bye.